on an approach to living in a prison cell as Hades and Tanis. Sunday, 15 February 2026. Here I, Tanis Sheeher of Seattle, ruminate about an approach to living in a prison cell as Hades and Tanis. That is a life guided by my God if I were serving a sentence in prison. Yeah, so this is like befriending faith meets broaching soulmate residency meets ruminating about surnames meets what could go wrong. So I move in with my soulmates, and I get shipped off to prison. And like, upon release, we still have intent to live together, me and my soulmate. So there's a bit of how do I become founded in my faith in my God, Hades, that I'll improve enough in my conduct to be released, but then also that since I'm alone in the sense of me and my soulmates, then perhaps a way of treating my time in prison is my soulmate cellmate is my God Hades, but he's not my soulmate, he's my God, but like making space and time in my life for Hades as I would my soulmate if I were outside of prison. So the lead up to prison there is, what do I need and what to get in, stay, and release. And so there's a little bit of, I've done that step one, which is settle on my God. My God is Hades, and some sort of understanding of how he communicates with me, and that's worked, and not forgetting about him, which is ongoing. That's part of making space in a life for my God, including just like allowing for I don't like hate any particular religions, and I've had a walk in my faith, and so in that sense of being mindful of other religions and that they have gods and that kind of thing, and being respectful of those religions. So while in prison, so that could include concentrated time, concentrated focus, concentrated projects. It could also be inspired by, let's say, visitations. So let's say my soulmates come, be it with a live squirrel, one of our children, or bird, or other critter, to visit. Maybe what they do is they come in, my soulmates, with a photo album, and it's 80 pages of Scar Baby the Gray Squirrel. Pictures of Skull Baby the Gray Squirrel. They can't bring the live critter in, so they decide to bring a photo album of squirrels, with the squirrels. But then being like, oh, I enjoyed that, but then thinking about, well, I don't have a squirrel in prison, but maybe I could treat my God Hades like a squirrel. Like maybe my soulmate has a really cute picture of them with the squirrel doing something. I'm like, could I treat like that kind of, in that spirit, do that with my God Hades. Right. And then this is a ruminating video, okay? And then legacy once released. So does my faith in my God Hades also guide me through a military draft to the Norwegian army, in which I go on to serve alongside Japanese soldiers in Nigeria in an armored vehicles division? Yeah, so taking, all right, if I'm in a prison, I won't be in a airplane, I won't be in a vehicle, I'll be, my mode of transportation be via foot, possibly wheeled vehicle, as in a wheelchair if something like I get injured, or a gurney, you know, that kind of thing. But I'm not hoping that happens. I'm not gonna bait that or wish that upon myself. So then I return, I get out, and then we're like, what else could go wrong? I'm drafted into the Norwegian army and shipped off to Nigeria. I'm serving in the Norwegian army. You know, they gave the Norwegian army carrots instead of batons for a while there, and Japan didn't have an army for like 65 years, kind of thing. That's hard. So they're like, and then they go, you know, the thing about some of Africa is the age rates are so high that even if the Norwegians and the Japanese can kill people, which is questionable, if 1,000 were killed, 5,000 were born. So it doesn't really make a dent. So even if they could kill him, it doesn't mean it does anything. So to speak, okay. But learning to God, my God Hades guided me through prison, so perhaps I take a focus to the vehicle, being like, how could I use this in designing a vehicle, two-wheeled or otherwise, or squirrel Fiats, that kind of thing. So that's an approach to living in a prison cell as Hades and Tanis, with the key there being thinking of sharing space and or time and or projects with my God.